Everyone assumes that living near Sacramento means picking a suburb. It doesn't. Within about 45 minutes of the city, there are real small towns with acreage, horse property, and historic main streets. And today, I'm taking you to the five that people are actually moving to: Loomis, Newcastle, Placerville, Wilton, and Rancho Murieta. Not the towns that photograph well and live hard, the ones where our clients actually buy, close, and stay. And stick around for the last one, because it's a real small town most locals have never seen the inside of. It's behind a gate. I'm Kat Farless. My husband Rich and I sell homes across Sacramento, Placer, and El Dorado counties, which means we spend our weeks driving between big suburbs and tiny towns. And we hear the same sentence from relocating buyers over and over. We want land. We want quiet, but we can't disappear into mountains. This video is the answer to that sentence. Here's the rule I used to pick these five, because the foothills are full of beautiful places that are hard to actually live in. Every town in this video passes what Rich and I call the Monday test. Could a normal family move in and start real life on Monday? That means three things: a commute you can actually do, a hospital and a grocery run that don't eat your whole afternoon, and homes that come on the market often enough that you can realistically buy one. Plenty of gorgeous places fail that test. And trust me, they'll get their own videos. These five paths will start in Placer County foothills, drop into gold country, and then finish in a corner of Sacramento most relocators have never even heard of. Let's go. First, Loomis. If I could only show a Bay Area buyer one street to explain why people move to this region, it would be a street in Loomis. Picture this: acre lots, a horse pasture behind a split rail fence, a backyard orchard, and then you drive 10 minutes and you're at the Galleria in Roseville, one of the biggest malls in Northern California. That's the whole Loomis trick. It's countryside that commutes. The town is small on purpose, around 7,000 people, and it has fought for decades to stay that way. The downtown is a few blocks built around the old fruit shed era, when this corridor shipped mandarins and plums across the country. And the Blue Goose Shed is still the landmark. Add a couple of coffee shops, summer evenings when the whole town turns out, and foothill wineries and breweries a few minutes up the road. The numbers. The data shows typical home values in the high 800s, but Loomis is a property by property market. A modest ranch home on a half acre and 5 flat acres with a shop and a well are two completely different price conversations. Which brings me to the homework. Out here, some properties run on well and septic. Land takes maintenance, and inventory is thin. In a typical month, you might see only a few dozen homes for sale in the entire town, so patience is part of the price. Loomis fits buyers who want room for animals, gardens, and projects without giving up the commute or being 10 minutes from everything. If dream is land that you can actually use in a town that still feels like a town, Loomis is the flagship. But Loomis has a next door neighbor that lives in the same lifestyle with even less attention. And it's next. Number two, Newcastle. Keep going up Interstate 80 past Loomis, and you hit Newcastle. And if you blink, you'll miss the exit, which is exactly how the people who live there like it. Newcastle is unincorporated Placer County. No city hall, just a tiny historic core built around the old fruit sheds, a beloved local produce market, and rolling granite country hills covered in oaks and mandarin groves. This is the heart of the Placer Mandarin Belt. Every fall, the farm stand comes alive and the whole corridor smells like citrus. The lifestyle here is acreage first. Custom homes tucked behind the hills, horse setups, small family orchards, and here's the part that surprises people. The data shows typical values around 900,000 and up. Newcastle quietly costs more than Loomis because the average parcel is bigger and the homes lean custom. You're not buying a town here. You're buying land with a freeway exit. The trade offs are honest ones. There's no real downtown of its own. Loomis covers that a few minutes one way, and the historic towns up the hill cover it the other way. Inventory is even thinner than Loomis, and the same rural homework applies. Wells, septic, easements, and in the higher foothill pockets, shop your homeowner's insurance early in the escrow, not late. That one phone call has saved more than one of our deals. Newcastle is the move for buyers who toured Loomis, loved it, and wants one more notch of privacy, and for anyone who works along the I-80 corridor but refuses to live somewhere that feels like a corridor. Quick pause. If you're enjoying this tour, hit subscribe and tell me in the comments which of these towns you'd actually live in. We read every single comment, and what you ask for decides what we film next. Okay, now we leave Placer County and head into Gold Country. Number 3, Placerville. Placerville is the real thing, an actual gold rush city, the county seat of El Dorado County, with a main street that's been doing business since 1849. Brick storefronts, the historic bell tower, right in the middle of downtown. Antique shops, tasting rooms, and restaurants older than most suburbs. And every fall, Apple Hill, the famous loop of more than 50 ranches and orchards, come alive right on Placerville's doorstep. Yes, the October weekend traffic is the town's one famous complaint. Locals plan around it like the weather. Here's what makes Placerville different from everything else in this video. It's a complete small city at around 10,000 to 11,000 people. It has its own hospital, its own schools, its own grocery stores, its own jobs. You're not borrowing another town's services, and it sits right on the Highway 50, roughly 45 minutes to downtown Sacramento one direction and about the same to the Sierra Snow Line the other. A lot of buyers here are building a Tahoe on the weekend's life. The numbers. The data shows typical values in the low to mid 500s, which makes Placerville the most affordable town in this entire video, and one of the only places left in the region where a historic home on a walkable street is still within reach of an average budget. Some measures even show values here cooled from last year, which means buyers have negotiating room they haven't had in a long time. The honest column. Elevation means real seasons, including the occasional snow day. The surrounding foothills carry fire insurance homework that varies street by street. And some of the housing stock is more than a century old, so inspections matter here more than almost anywhere. Placerville is where I send buyers who got priced out of the valley suburbs but refuse to give up charm, remote and hybrid workers, and anyone whose perfect Saturday is a farmer's market on a gold rush main street, followed by an afternoon in the orchards. We're about to cross into Sacramento County for the two towns almost nobody talks about. But first, a quick pause. If we haven't properly met, Rich and I lead a real estate team here in the Sacramento area, helping buyers and sellers across Sacramento, Placer, and El Dorado counties every single day. Small town and acreage properties are a part of this business we especially love. And if you're relocating from outside the area, stay to the end because we have something for the selling side of your move too. And if this video has you weighing small town life against the bigger suburbs, that's the exact decision our free resource was built for. It's called the NorCal Reel. It breaks down 8 of the region's most moved to cities, including Loomis from this video, with neighborhoods, dining, parks and trails, and new construction, plus a buying timeline and a mortgage calculator to run your real numbers. Drop the word guide in the comments and we'll send it to you. It's the same resource we send our own relocation clients before their first visit. All right, Sacramento County, and I promise these two are not what you're picturing. Number 4, Wilton. When people hear Sacramento County, they picture the city, Elk Grove, freeways. They do not picture Wilton, and Wilton prefers it that way. This is horse country, an unincorporated community of large parcels near the Cosumnes River, where 2-acre, 5-acre, and 10-acre properties are the norm. Barns outnumber sidewalks, and the local landmarks are feed stores and riding arenas. And it sits about 20 minutes from Elk Grove. That's the sentence that stops people. Full rural life, 20 minutes from a Costco. The numbers. The data shows typical values in the high 800s, with the widest range in this video from modest older ranch homes to 7-figure estates on big acreage. Out here, the land drives the price, and a flat, usable, fenced 5 acres with good water is the prize everyone is hunting. The trade-offs. This is the most rural stop on the tour. There's no downtown. Errands run through Elk Grove. Well and Septic are standard, and near the river, bottomlands. Some parcels come with flood zone homework. Check the maps before you fall in love with the property. Wilton belongs to horse people, obviously, but also to contractors who need room for equipment, families who want animals and 4-H childhoods, and everyone who left a suburb because the HOA sent one letter too many. And last, the town I promised you at the top. A real small town with its own lakes, its own golf, even its own airport that you can't drive to. Number 5, Rancho Murieta. Here's a place that breaks everybody's categories. Rancho Murieta is a master planned community out Highway 16 in eastern Sacramento County, about 30 minutes from downtown. And it functions like a complete small town, around 5,000 to 6,000 residents, its own community services district, its own lakes, parks, and trails, a country club with championship golf, an equestrian center that hosts major events, and, I'm not kidding, its own private airport, and most of it sits behind staffed gates. So it's the inverse of everything else in this video. Loomis and Wilton give you open land and total freedom. Rancho Murieta gives you small town community with amenities and upkeep handled. Same craving, completely different answer. The numbers. The data shows median prices around $745 at roughly $330 a square foot, with a huge spread from golf course homes to estates and even acreage on the community's edge. For everything that's included, buyers coming from gated communities in the Bay Area or Southern California tend to look at those numbers twice. One more number worth understanding. Homes here take longer to sell than the suburbs. 2 months isn't unusual. That's not a warning sign. It's a smaller pool of buyers shopping for a very specific lifestyle. And if you're one of them, the slower pace often means negotiating room. The trade-offs? Gates and amenities come with HOA and district costs. So build them into your monthly math. And the location means Highway 16. Folsom and Elk Grove are each about 25 minutes out, so errands take planning. Rancho Murieta is for golfers and equestrians first, but really for anyone who wants the small town feeling with the maintenance and the polish handled. If Wilton is small town freedom, Rancho Murieta is small town concierge. So, the 5 small towns people are actually moving to near Sacramento: Loomis and Newcastle in the Placer foothills, Placerville in Gold Country, Wilton and Rancho Murieta in Sacramento County, horse country. 5 towns, 3 counties, and 5 completely different answers to the same wish: a smaller life within reach of a big one. Now, I know what some of you are already typing because the foothills are full of small towns, and the 5 in this video are simply the ones that passed the Monday test today. So here's my ask. If your favorite small town didn't make the video, put it in the comments. There's a very good chance it shows up in a future video. Your comments are how we decide what to film next. If you're still in comparison mode, weighing one of these towns against Roseville, Folsom, or the bigger suburbs, grab the NorCal reel. Drop guide in the comments and we'll send it over. 8 of the region's most moved to cities broken down, plus the tools to run your real numbers. And if you're past comparing, if you're ready to talk acreage, timing, or a specific property, our contact information is in the description, and you can book a free call with us anytime. No pressure. We want to help you get it right. And if your move starts with selling a home somewhere else, the Bay Area, Southern California, another state, we keep a vetted network of agents we trust in other markets, so the right person is working for you on both ends of the move. If this tour helped, subscribe, share it with the person you'd be moving with, and leave us a comment. We really do read them all. I linked the video you should watch next right here on the screen. Go check it out. I'm Kat Farless. Thank you for being here. We'll see you in the next one.